What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Yanni Bratcher, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to start your clothing brand. So before we get into it, let me tell you guys a little bit about my brand. My clothing brand is called Wise Label, and I created it to help young adults grow in their relationship with God and as a person by spreading biblical wisdom. Y'all can go follow my brand at Wise Label on TikTok and Instagram. So the first tip I have is have a brand meaning. When I first started my brand, I didn't really have a meaning behind it. I just knew I have a clothing brand, y'all come shop, softest hoodies and ship fast. I had the fundamentals of my brand, but I didn't have that substance. Around the beginning stages of my brand, no sales, bro. Barely. And the people that did shop was mostly people in my area. Social medias were moving slow. And I'm just like, dang, why is nobody shopping with me? Why is nobody shopping with me? So later on down the line, I figured out what I wanted my brand to be about, and I actually put substance in the meat and potatoes in my brand, and I started pushing that. It's a Christian streetwear brand that's gonna help inspire young adults to become a better version of themselves through Christ, and we're bringing people closer to God. And I started pushing that. That's when people started supporting my brand. That's when my social media started to grow. I started getting sales. People started supporting once I started pushing that meaning. So listen, if you don't hear nothing else I say, push the brand meaning. Just posting your clothes and saying shop with me is not enough. I'm sorry. That may work for some people, and if it works for you, that's good. That's good. But if you want to have longevity in your brand, you're going to have to put a meaning behind your brand. And also top it off with a brand story. After you put that meaning, then have that brand story on why you started, what inspired you, what you went through, that hard time, that hard season that you were in, that you got over. And now you're going to help other people with that thing that you got over through your clothing brand. Number 2 is there's a few methods you could start your brand. So you could do it yourself or you can get a vendor. If you do it yourself, there's a few ways. So you can either get vinyl, a Cricut machine, and a heat press, and heat press the vinyl on your clothes. I actually used to do that. Or you can get a screen print heat transfer, which is basically your design on a piece of paper, and then you heat press that piece of paper, and when you peel it back, your design's on the clothes. And you can do screen printing, and you can also get rhinestones. So that's the way I do it currently. So this right here, I bought it on Alibaba from my vendor. I really like this way because the rhinestones are really good quality. And yeah, so I actually just bought some rhinestones for my next job, and I'm gonna show it to y'all. Hold up. I'm on the I got stuff. I touch the gut. Got me on lock. He got me what you know I see she look through the window like hello. Shooting it up the same hello. So as y'all can see, it's the plastic, and all you do is heat press it on, and once you peel it back, that bad boy is on your clothes. And then another way you can do it, buy some heat press transfer papers, put it in your printer, send your designs to the printer, and then your printer will print on that heat transfer paper, and then you heat press that paper on, and then your design is on the clothes. If you want to go with that way, I used to use the heat transfer papers called Jet Pro Stretch, and I would get it off Amazon. You can get 100 papers for $30 or something like that. So it really depends on what you want your method to be, how much time you have, you know what I'm saying, how much money you have. So you're just gonna have to do your research and pick. But yeah, so, and then if you want to go with a vendor, you can go on Alibaba. It's an app. do your research, okay? Do your research, because you don't want to get scammed. And then order a sample, because if you order bulk and they come in and it doesn't look like how you thought, you're gonna be sick, okay? So I don't recommend buying in bulk without a sample. I don't recommend it. I'm moving on to my next tip. Figure out if you want to do pre-order or bulk method when you drop. So with the pre-order method, you're basically using your customers' money to buy the clothes. With the bulk method, you're like sitting on stock basically. So as you're getting orders in, you ship them off. Rather, with your pre-order method and people buy, they gotta wait for like 2 to 4 weeks, and then when you get the orders in, when you get the clothes in, then you ship them off. But moving on to tip 4, which is actually our last tip, start your website on Shopify. Start your website. Now listen, if you don't have the funds and you just don't have it like that, then go with whatever you can afford. So Big Cartel, Wix. When I first got into e-commerce, it was with a lash business. I was selling lash strips, and I was using Wix. I did what I could do. But if you have the funds, then I definitely recommend just go ahead and get on Shopify, because honestly, Shopify websites just look better to me, honestly. Success leaves clues, and a lot of big brands like Fashion Nova use Shopify. You can have apps on there, but whatever platform you use it, okay? Do not sell in your DMs, because you're gonna lose credibility, okay? People are not gonna take your brand seriously if you're saying DM me to shop. And I actually have a bonus tip for y'all, which is content. When you first get in the clothing brand space, you should be posting 5 times on TikTok. I'm sorry, I know people will be saying 3 times. No, 5 times. The more content you post, the more people are going to see your brand. The more people see your brand, the more they're going to feel okay, let me shop with this brand. I'm always seeing it on my timeline. So 5 times on TikTok. And I first started my brand, I was posting on TikTok every blue moon, okay? Barely posting on Instagram, barely posting on TikTok. Clothing brand wasn't moving at all. When I start putting that 5 TikToks a day, I wasn't even posting on Instagram either. When I was posting 5 times on TikTok a day and no posts on Instagram, bro, clothing brand started moving, okay? So post 5 times if you don't post on Instagram, honestly, I don't know. Instagram is a good platform, but TikTok is where it's at. Push your brand out there, because if they don't know you, they can't flow you, okay? If they don't know who you are, then they're not going to shop with you. So push your brand message and post 5 times a day on TikTok. And if y'all want the different types of content you can post and how to grow your TikTok and Instagram, comment down below. But honestly, that's it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed. But yeah, I love you guys, and I'll see y'all in my next video.